Hello, I'm talkSPORT reporter Ben Jacobs, and you're listening to a very special edition of the talkSPORT Daily podcast. Joining me is the former Chelsea and Tottenham boss Mauricio Pochettino, now head coach of the US men's national team. We're only a month away from the World Cup draw, and next summer he'll be managing in a home World Cup. In today's episode, we'll be discussing how the US men's national team under Pochettino are planning for that home World Cup. We'll talk about his time at Chelsea. We'll get his reaction to Daniel Levy's departure from Spurs. And we'll find out whether or not there are challenges being manager of a country rather than a club. So let's get into today's episode. Mauricio, how are you?
Very good, thank you. So good.
So the World Cup draw is only a month away.
Yes.
Does this home World Cup suddenly feel very real and close?
It's going to be real now when we will know our opponents, and the draw, I think, we are going to start to feel the World Cup. Now is the excitement of the to see very close, the World Cup, but when the draw will be there in the 5th of December, it's going to be the true, and going to start to see our opponent, and I think the people start to feel in a more complete and full, with full motivation, the World Cup.
Are you sensing already a bit of World Cup fever? Because in 1994 in America, one of the criticisms was perhaps there wasn't much of a buzz before, during, or even after the tournament in terms of legacy. Is it different now?
Well, I think always it's a thing to learn, no, about your experience, and I think USA and the federation for sure learn from this moment, this time. I think now we have ahead an amazing opportunity to try to match the different sport in America, like football, American football, or basketball, or NBA. It's true that there are strong sport there, but I think soccer is growing, and I think helping for the MLS, player like Messi playing there, and of course they're doing a great job, the MLS, and they're doing a great job, the federation too, to develop, the sport in a difficult country, because soccer there always was in behind another sport. But I think today you can start to feel and see how the kids want to play soccer, and that is going to be the World Cup, a big boost of our kids and the society to approach, or to be closer that sport that we really love, and for me is the best sport in the world. And in America, yes, it's a great opportunity to create this legacy to help for the future, to be stronger.
What are your minimum expectations on the field for the tournament?
It's about to win, because I come from Argentina, and then from Europe, and from England, and we are so competitive, and that is in our blood. And also knowing that it's going to be difficult, but I think our mentality is about to win every single game, and to compete with not fears, and thinking in that we can beat any team.
That means, though, logically, you think you can win the entire tournament?
That is important to really believe that we can compete in our best, and then with our quality to try to be intelligent in the way that you build the team, and how you are going to compete, again, these big teams, talking about Spain, talking about Argentina, talking about England. I think we can be very competitive, and create and build a very good team to compete. And then win or no win depend on the many factors, but I think the mentality is about to win. That is the culture that we are creating in the federation after 1 year. We are so happy about how we are translating this mentality.
And has it taken some time to build that culture?
Always take time. Build culture is the most difficult thing, because you need to have the capacity to build and know what you need to do. I think always take time, but I think we are in a very good way. I think we are going to arrive on time. I think today the team is completely different than 1 year ago for different reasons, and we are so happy in the way that we are, no, and in the moment. Maybe we're still not ready, but I think in the next few months, I think we are going to be ready. The most important is to arrive in your best moment when the competition starts.
How close do you think you are to knowing your best 11 and the squad that you will take to the tournament?
I think that is not important because it's the most important is the 26 player that will be in the roster, and I think to create this communion and that feeling in between the whole group is the most important, and then it's going to be about who will arrive in the last moment in the best form, because that is going to be the key. My selection or our selection to pick the best starting 11, because it's not only about names. Okay, you can have a very good player that compete and is very good, but is not arrive in a good moment. Maybe another teammate is better. You need to pick and be fair, no, in your selection. That is why for me the most important is how we are growing now like a group, and the mentality, and in the way that we are evolving, in the way that we want to apply our concept, in the way that we want to play and compete.
How do you think being an international manager differs to being a club manager?
But it's completely two different worlds. I think it's helping us to have the experience in coaching clubs, because we really know what the coaches feel, the player need, and I think that experience is very helpful for us. But it's true that sometimes it's the frustration that you cannot have your player more time, and sometimes the intensity is massive in the days that you have the possibility to work with them, and that is about to have the good balance, because sometimes our energy is full energy. We want to be and spend 24 hours with the player every day, but maybe the player came from maybe playing a lot of games, playing in international cups. Some players arrive happy because they won, another they lose, and that is very important how we manage, every single player when arrive to the camp.
And how are you dealing with other club managers? Now you're the international manager of the US men's national team. Oliver Glasner, for example, said he was disappointed with the amount of minutes for Chris Richards. You will empathise with the club manager, but you have to now take a different position.
It's difficult. It's difficult for the coaches. I think sometimes coaches, because it happened with me when I was in my past. When you are a head coach in a club, always you are egoist. You don't think in the national team, or sometimes you believe that you have right to say things that are not right. I think we manage very well the situation that you are asking me about Chris Richard. We manage well. We play him because he was ready to play, and he didn't suffer any issue with that. I think it's the coaches in the club. They need to understand that the player want to play for the national team. We have only this window to prepare the World Cup. Are not friendly games. For me, when you play for the national team, is about to play for more things, not that only play a game, because you defend your flag and everything. But I think I feel disappointed with the words of. I am very disappointed with Oliver, because we always respect, and we are a coaching staff that we respect the player and we respect the clubs, and always our medical area is in contact with all the clubs that we have players, and always we will take the best decision for first thinking in the player, that not to risk, and then thinking that the player need to be fit, feel well, to have the possibility to perform in the club, that they belong, and also for the national team. I am disappointed, but in some point, I understand. I understand that sometimes coaches can complain about the national team. We'll see if one day he is in my position, in the position to be a coach in the national team. That is, can understand this type of situation, but okay, it's not a big issue. It's a big deal.
And by a quirk of fate, two former Chelsea managers are now in charge of the men and the women's national teams of the United States. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with Emma Hayes. I heard a story where she was speaking to you and then she put you on hold because Sir Alex Ferguson was on the other line.
Nah, she's an amazing person. She's an amazing coach. For me, one of the best. She's very inspirational for me. We have the possibility to be together a few days ago. Yeah, she's great. She's great. She deserves all the prize. And yes, because she knows the culture in America. She knows she has a very good knowledge about everything, and it's very nice to talk with her and share time. Yes, I think it's a great for me and for us great opportunity, to learn from one of the best person and coaches in the world.
The Club World Cup came to America and in some ways was a dress rehearsal for the World Cup. We got to see some of the stadiums and the international fan bases travelling, and your former club Chelsea won it. Did you watch much of the tournament? And if so, what did you make of it?
I think it was a great opportunity to see the capacity of, to be there, and there was a good test for the World Cup. I think everyone that was involved there enjoyed about the tournament, the Club World Cup, and I think that proved that how good is going to be the World Cup, because the capacity of the people there in America to build this type of event, I think they have an amazing capacity to create good environment, and it's going to be, I think, really, really nice, because they have experience, and testing in the Club World Cup, I think, was like a World Cup in clubs, and I think now to reproduce the same way, and I think for sure they're going to take the experience, and for sure they were learning about and to be much better in the next summer.
Both your former clubs were in the final, Chelsea and PSG. Were Chelsea worthy winners?
Yes. I think they were better than Paris Saint-Germain in that game. That showed that in a short period of tournament, how important it is to arrive in a good form, And I think Chelsea was a fair winner.
When they lifted the trophy, Donald Trump stayed in, and he was there celebrating with Reece James.
Yes.
Did you find that quite amusing? And what chance of Mauricio Pochettino lifting the Jules Rimet trophy and Donald Trump standing right next to him?
For sure, I will give, in case to win, I will give the trophy, and he can lift the trophy. For sure. No problem for me. No, it was really nice. I think the president was there and supporting soccer, massive event. I think it's true that maybe he's not a football person or soccer person. He was a little bit in a situation that he didn't know what to do really, but yeah, it was funny. It was funny, and that is America.
Have you met him yet, or do you expect to meet the president?
Not yet. We'll see now in the draw if it's the possibility to meet him and to say hello. For sure, it's going to be in Washington. Maybe we will have the opportunity to see.
And when you meet him, what will be your message to him about how the US government can grow the game of, as they call it out there, soccer?
No, I think it's difficult to know when you meet a president of USA what they are going to prepare to tell, and then if you have the possibility to talk, that is going to be, very difficult. I think you need to improvise and to say if you need to tell something. But I think, if in case to meet him, I think I'm going to say thank you for everything that he's doing for soccer in America, and continues with the support. No, I think that is great because he's showing his support to football and soccer, and I think it's only to say thank you. I think it's not the moment, in case to meet, to talk about different strategies that is in another people is around to talk.
If we talk a bit more technically about your US men's national team, the formation has been a bit fluid and you've changed it across the last year. You've also rotated, as you would expect, various players to work out who your best 11 might be. Are you now fixed on a style and a formation, or will it be quite fluid next summer?
The philosophy and the style never is going to change. It's a concept that we love. That is our identity. It's about to respect the football that we like to play, but then in the formation, yes, we are going to use different formation. We are using different formation in the last few games, to try to provide the team the flexibility to find the best performance because on the characteristics of the player. I think it's important for us to try to provide the formation that the player can feel more comfortable on the pitch, and at the same time to respect our identity and the way that we want to play, being flexible and being very intelligent in the way that we are going to play, how we want to damage the opponent, and also at the same time how we're going to create the organization to try to stop the opponent not to damage us. I think that is the most important for me things in the moment.
And I'm keen to get your thoughts specifically on set pieces. And the reason for that is because in England, we're seeing a real push and emphasis towards them. Arsenal and their corners, Sunderland and their long throws. What have you made in the Premier League of more sides spending more time practicing set pieces, even things like long throw-ins? And is that something you're thinking about for the US men's national team ahead of the summer?
Always, for me, set pieces were key. But now I think it's my obligation to recognize a coach like Tony Pulis. When I arrived here, that he was in Stoke City, that he, in my mind, when I am seeing all these type of things, I say, well, how good was Tony Pulis? He was in advance of everyone, every single coach, because he already was working more than maybe 15 years ago. And now it's fashion, to work in throw-ins or in more than as normal, in set pieces, or maybe give more, be more important set pieces than another part of the game. I love Tony Pulis, and I want to say, well done, Tony. You were amazing, and all the people that sometimes say, "Oh, how they play, and it's not the football that we like." Look now, and big hat for Tony, and it's amazing. Yes, I think set pieces is part of the game. That always was part of the game. Depend of the mentality, depend of the philosophy of the club. You need to analyze. When you arrive at a national team, you arrive to a club. The first thing that you need to understand is the taste of the fans. The fans are really important in this. To create this relationship in between the team, in the way that the team is going to play, in the way that you are going to translate emotion to the fans, and the fans need to match with that. You need to match with the fans, and that is why it's so important when to analyze like a coaching staff, like a coach when you go to a national team, or of course that is about to take advantage to the opponent and try to score more goals and to win the games and to dominate, depending of your philosophy. But I think today, yes, the game is a little bit more focused in all this type of scene. But I think, like always happen, it's going to be okay in the top, and then it's going to go down, and we are going to be focusing on another scene, like in the different areas in life. No, that sometimes the fashion is the same. No, sometimes no big trouser, and then more stretch, and then you use shirt, and then don't use the colors. That is always a cycle that always go around, no?
Do you feel you've got unfinished business in the Premier League, and could we see you back there managing one day?
Maybe it's possible, yes. What is my challenge in the future, of course, after the World Cup and being now focusing in the national team, USA national team, is maybe to come back one day to the Premier League. We were so close with Tottenham to win the Premier League and the Champions League, and I think the fans. I think not the fans, but I think in that case we wanted to win the Premier League and the Champions League, because in that case Tottenham is a club that deserves this type of titles, this type of trophies. And yes, why not one day to come back to the Premier League? For me, the Premier League is the best league in the world, the most competitive, and yes. I don't say that it's an unfinished show, but I think why not to have the possibility again to challenge and to be involved in the Premier League and to challenge for big things.
Were you surprised by Daniel Levy's departure from Tottenham?
Of course. I think everyone was surprised about that. I keep a very good relationship with him. I think we had very good relationship when I was there in Tottenham. When I left Tottenham, we keep always in touch, and now we are in touch. And of course, I think not only me, I think everyone, if you have the same question for our fans, for the fans of Tottenham, of everyone, yes, was surprised about the part of the club.
And what are Tottenham capable of this season?
It's very open. I think the most solid team today that about result and performance is Arsenal. Mikel Arteta is doing an amazing job, and it's the most regular and solid team so far. But it's really open. You can see the table, you can see different teams that they are fighting for the top four, and I think it's really, really open. It's very a question mark. We'll see how the evolution is on the Premier League, but everything is open.
And what about Chelsea? Can their youth-led project that you were a part of work and reap rewards of things like Premier League titles or winning the Champions League?
Yes, I think Chelsea is in a project, is in a different project that was in the past in Chelsea, and I wish all the best. And I spent very good time. I keep very good relationship with the people, with players there. Yes, only that was we split, but I think the relationship there is good. I wish all the best, and of course. A lot of young players with amazing talent, for sure. Sometimes up and downs, but I think they achieved very good things last season, and of course now it's about, like I said, they are involved in Champions League and of course in the Premier League, close to the top four. I think for sure they are going to be a team that is going to challenge for big things.
Is that kind of club easier for Enzo Maresca on a 5-year contract, whereas for you had 2 years and the review at the end of the first year, so you had to get more immediate results?
No, I think it was different. I think we decide both part to split. That was I explained before. I think my first season was about to stop a little bit the way that Chelsea was going down. It was difficult to stop this negative dynamic that, if you remember, I don't know, it was 6 months, 8 months that not to one win in Stamford Bridge. That was very. Were before us 12 in the Premier League. I think was to stop and to create with new players, with players that with no experience in Premier League, and then when players that need to adapt, like Caicedo or Enzo, that were very young and too much responsibility from the first season. I think after with experience, they start to show their quality, and with the relax and calm, and now they are performing very well, and they performed last season very, very well. I think it's a project that is going to be successful for sure.
And then bringing it back to you and the World Cup to finish, before we speak about the US men's national team, I have to ask you about your native country, Argentina. They're the defending World Cup champions. Do you sense this is Lionel Messi's last World Cup? And if it isn't to be the US men's national team, are they the favourites to defend their World Cup title?
Who knows? Messi now extends the contract in Miami, and it's going to be, I think, for 3 years. I believe that Messi is going to be ready to defend the title. Argentina is today the best team in the world, and they have amazing players, and with Messi, even it's much better. I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to beat Argentina. It's going to be a challenge. Never easy for Argentina to in a row to win another World Cup. It's not going to be easy, but I think they are very solid and consistent. USA is going. We need to really believe. I think we are building a mentality that we really believe that we can compete. We'll see if we are capable to match, the quality of this team like Argentina. But I think we are very optimistic, and for sure we are going to be very motivated to challenge this type of teams.
But you think it will be Messi's last major tournament with Argentina?
Who knows? Difficult to say. Maybe he said maybe it's the last one, but I don't know. We'll see, because he's still in form. When you watch the games in MLS and now in playoff, he's scoring goals in every single game, and we'll see. Maybe people can say yes, maybe it's the last one, but maybe no.
And then finally, bringing it back to the US men's national team, you said earlier the mentality has to be about believing they can win every game. So logically, as I said earlier, you could be lifting the trophy at the end of it. But for you personally, standing in that dugout, opening game of the World Cup, home World Cup, there's obviously a lot of pressure, isn't there? What for you, not necessarily your team, but for you personally, what will constitute success?
Well, the people talk a lot about to be in quarterfinals, being qualified, after the group stage and like this. For me, being successful is going to be if you arrive to the last day in the final in New York, and you with your team you present, your possibility to win the trophy. Because, like I said before, we are competitive, and in my blood is about to win. And even if sometimes you think, or the environment really don't believe that it's possible, we want to make that feel that it's possible. And I want to win, and not to thinking, okay, maybe that is going to be successful to be there. No, for me it's about to win every single game. Playing against Argentina, playing against England, playing against Spain, we are going to go to the game thinking that we can beat them.
And Thomas Tuchel, how will he fare with England at the World Cup?
No, it's going to be nice. I think England is an amazing team, amazing players. He's a great coach, and for sure they're going to be they are candidates in all the draws. For sure, England is one of the teams that you put in place with the possibility to win.
And just my final question, have you ever had the opportunity to manage England, or would you ever like the opportunity to manage England? Because maybe this job with America, even though it's your focus, gives you the kind of bug to stay in international management? What about England one day?
Who knows? Who knows? I am a person that I remember always Jorge Bernardo Grifa, that was my mentor when I was a 13-year-old. That write to Español said, Mauricio, don't fight against football. You follow your what you feel, and football is going to do the job and to bring where the football won. But you let bring by football. And always, who knows in the future what can happen.
Mauricio, we wish you well in the
Thank
World
you
Cup
so
next
much.
summer, and hopefully the draw is kind to you as well.
Yes.
And thank you for being so generous with your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
So that was the latest episode of our special talkSPORT Daily podcast. My thanks to Mauricio Pochettino for joining me, a fascinating half an hour, and thanks to you for listening as well. Tune in tomorrow morning for the next episode of the talkSPORT Daily podcast.